here. So take a look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal nodes and 1 double node. So that's crazy amount of those crystals per hour. So this is the easiest way how you can farm offline. Just leave your heroes on the good deposit. And take a look. Our guys, I don't do anything. Our guys are moving to the area where they have to be, over here, farm enemies over here, and then after some time they will go back. Sup guys, it's Kosh and Rumble Heroes Farming Guide. Yes, this is one of the most important guides in the game, because if you don't farm right, you don't get enough resources and you will be stuck forever. So watch this video to get the better performance. But you might say, what's the point? You just set up the camp like this and bam, you're farming, right? It's easy. Yes, but camp lasts only for 60 minutes, and after that, you gotta do the right decisions in order to get the most of your farming, to get most XP, diamonds, food and wood. How to do that? We'll talk about it in this video. And yeah guys, before we start, two things. First one is get the LD player. That will help you to play this game on the PC like I'm doing here, so you don't have to burden your phone, kill your battery with it. It can be running in the background. Really best thing for this farming guide for sure. The link will be in the video description and the pinned comment. And the second thing is subscribe to the channel, because this is a channel about the games that we all love and like, and that will help the YouTube algorithm to promote the video and me to be happy. So yeah, let's go. So right, considering the camp, we'll start with the camp, the basic stuff that you will need anyway. First of all, you need to set up camp every day in order to finish the quests, because there are quests to get the camp up, and you gotta get the right place for the camp. For me, like the best place for the camp is where your guys won't be killed all the time, so they can fight properly, and try to find an area around with the most of those gems, because your most valuable thing that you'll be farming for will be those gems, crystals, I don't know how those called actually. But that's what you will need, because food will get to the capacity really fast, wood as well, and at some point, like where I'm right now, I can't spend resources anymore because I'm stuck. I need level or gems in order to progress. All my heroes are maxed out, I can't do anything about that. So, most important thing are gems. Also, like if you're farming actively, you would like to wander around and collect the chests. That's for sure, because those will give you drastic amount of gold and other resources, so it will be nice thing. Moreover, you can get really good gear. Where to set up a camp? I advise area lower than your maximum level, so you can kill the enemies no problem. So set it up somewhere where you can place it. Get like, I don't know, 6 to 10 nodes of minerals, and probably get some good source of meat and wood around. So I like contaminated forest for that, and this is actually my favorite spot. I'm setting the camp here all the time. If you set in the camp for a long time and you need wood and food for that, you can do the camp upgrade. That will increase your experience gained and resource maximum. So it's a nice thing. That will help you out quite a lot. It will activate the bonus for 30 minutes for an ad, which is actually not that bad. So that will help you to get more XP, because enemies here, when you kill them, they don't drop that much XP for you. So yeah, you won't get that much for those kills. Now, what do you do when your camp is exhausted? That's the main question, the main idea of this guide. You have several options. So my advice for you, if you don't want to use the macros from LD player, you go to the highest area where you can beat the enemies and find a good place. I looked around today. The mineral deposit areas, they change every day, so the spawn area will be different from the one you used yesterday. And I found this spot right here. So take a look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal nodes and 1 double node. So that's crazy amount of those crystals per hour. That will be a good mining spot. 5 nodes. I will post a screenshot here in the video. You will see them yourself. In an hour, 5 nodes will give you about 50 crystals per hour. So this one will give us even more, because we got additional powerful node over here. So my advice would be leaving your guys over here, just on the AFK, and let them stand here. They will take out the nearby monsters, and since this is the highest area for you where you can kill the enemies, that will give you quite a lot of XP for that, and they will farm those crystals here. And another tip for you, you would like to set up a return portal over here in case if you will be killed or something, you can come back, check it, and like, oh, I'm dead. And then from the city, you will be able to return to this area if you die, straight to the resource deposit, so you won't have to go there again. You can just let me show you. You can just click on this portal, bam, teleport out and get in this area, set up another return portal, and you're good to go. So this is the easiest way how you can farm offline. Just leave your heroes on the good deposit. This area is really good as well because those enemies around produce food for us. Wood will be cut for the wood, and the crystals, the main thing. Like, look at that, I have 400 of those, and that took me maybe 2 to 3 hours or so while I was editing other videos. So yeah, that's actually pretty good, and good source of stuff. Now, if you are using LD player like I do, you can make it one step further. You can find other source of resources around here and move your heroes around them. In the highest area it will be dangerous because you will most likely be killed, but in the lower tier areas you can do that no problem. You can move between deposits using the macro, record the macro and let it run, and that will allow you to multiply your income quite a lot. You can experiment with it. This is better to do in lower tier areas so your guys won't be killed, but I'll show it to you right here. So start recording the macro, good. Now from this point you move backwards where you were before, like this area, bam. You stay here for some time to take out the enemies nearby, to mine some resources, to do all that stuff. So like, let's say 30 to 60 seconds, wait over here, don't do anything, don't stop the macro, it should be going right now as well. And you can adjust the macro recording later if it doesn't work as intended, based on your situation, but I'm just showing how to do that for you. So let's say it was enough. I think that time will be enough to take out most enemies right now. For you again, you might want to wait longer. I advise something between 1 minute at each node so your guys can chill, recover, and moreover, if it's dangerous area, they won't die that fast. They will recover the fallen comrades, that kind of stuff. And then move to either another deposit or backwards. So in our case, we'll go back to this deposit we've been to and stay here and wait for another minute, and then we'll stop macro and I'll show you how to properly use it. So yeah guys, we waited enough and now we stop macro. This will be called my script. You can rename it to Rumble Heroes. Rumble Heroes Farming 1, let's call it like that. And then you gotta go to the script settings over here and loop it, run until manually stop. That will allow this macro save to run infinite amount of time. So bam, there we go, and let's take a look how it works. It's executed right now. And take a look, our guys, I don't do anything. Our guys are moving to the area where they have to be, over here, farm enemies over here, and then after some time they will go back. Of course, it's really hard to make precise macro because of the obstacles around here, that kind of stuff, so you might need to redo it few times. And if you find a good area, I advise, again, the area without dangerous enemies where you can just go between the nodes. Can you imagine how many crystals you can get per hour like that? Good amount of crystals. So yeah, here, next time we'll be doing this, we gotta move a little bit more to the southeast so we can edit it. And our guys are still farming something here, you see, right? And then you can go back to that area, so the macro will lead us after some time. We gotta wait. There we go. It's moving back. And it's moving us back to this treasure chest area. So we farm the gems here, and it will be doing that forever. And you can go from one point to another and back, and that will allow you to farm crazy amount of stuff. Rumble Heroes in the end game, it becoming extremely grindy, guys. I haven't expected it to be like that. So that will help you to get those crystals, get stronger and progress more. Now, what else you can do to farm better, faster? Your daily quests and dungeons, obviously. There are not many tricks to that. You can't really use macros or something for that. Just make sure that you get all the scrolls from the shop over here, the free one, for the ad one, and get them for the diamonds as well, because that will be good. And make sure that when you go into the dungeon, that you can't beat that level. Otherwise, when you use the scroll and if you fail, it will be spent and you will get no reward. So be careful about that. Like the hard option over here, I don't go there yet because I'm afraid that I'll get my ass kicked. And the third option for farming will be actually walking around manually through the nodes, taking out the enemies. That's the most efficient way, to be honest. Like, but it requires your own attention, so you have to go farm stuff here and move on to the next node, and just like that. It's the most efficient. You will get maximum amount of gems or whatever you want per hour like that. But I mean, you gotta play the game non-stop for that, because you can't do anything about this. And I prefer to play games smart, guys, so yeah. And guys, keep in mind, if you need wood for your base, there are enemies on the map that actually drops wood for you, and they are in the forest. So that's I don't remember the area called. Look at that, there are 6 of those nodes over here. So you can get really big node of minerals here as well. That's actually pretty nice. Yeah, this area is called Shadow Forest, and here you can farm crazy amount of wood really fast, because you got some humanoid enemies here, but mostly you get a lot of wood creatures. And yeah, if you need wood for your town construction, you can get it here. As for the gold farming, there is only one way to get it, is going through the dungeons, and you gotta be really smart about that. So if you're going into the dungeon, make sure to get that kill chain going, so don't interrupt it. That will allow you to get maximum amount of coins per run. And yeah, you can't do that much outside of that, and be careful here, because the later dungeons are pretty evil and you can get your ass kicked here pretty easily. So yeah, you need that killing spree bonus, and every 30 kills or so, I think, you will get the gold drop, and you can see it's been expiring, and you gotta keep it going. That will allow you to maximize the gains from those dungeon runs. And on average per dungeon run, you will get anywhere from 150 to 200 kills. Just be careful not to die, because that's really easy to do, specifically in the later stages, because enemies here are really evil and there are so many of them. So we got 209 over here. So there we go, we managed to pass the dungeon with the maximum amount of streak. We got 40 gold for that and got some really good loot here. And dungeons is the only way to get those red crystals that you need for your progression over here in the training ground, to get the higher amount of crew and that kind of stuff. So yeah, the only way to get those red things is going through the dungeons and hoping that RNG is on your side and you will get it dropped. Honestly, it's really rare in my case. I barely get them, so yeah, it's really hard to get them. And yeah, the last tip for you will be upgrading those production buildings in your base as much as possible, specifically the mine here, because it gives you way more stuff that you can imagine, and over time it will be really significant. I haven't really upgraded other buildings too much because I don't need them, and the gold upgrade is too expensive, so I decided not to go for that as well. So yeah guys, if you have your own tips on Rumble Heroes farming, let me know about them down below in the comments. While you're going there, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That will promote it in YouTube algorithm just as your comments, so write wherever you feel like writing over there. Maybe you want another guide or anything, I'll appreciate anything. And yeah, check out the video description for additional links, LD player that you can use to farm stuff more efficiently, my other YouTube channel, social media, Discord, and a lot of useful stuff over there. And yeah guys, thank you very much for watching. That's about it for now. Stay and Kosh out. Have a good one. Bye.